Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Humans of Galgotias, where we bring you stories of visionaries shaping the future. Today we are joining by Dr. Nagma Abbasi ma'am, a founder and CEO of NextGen Life Science Private Limited, a company reshaping biotech and research solutions. Hello ma'am.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Ma'am, firstly, how was your experience at Galgotias University so far?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm so thankful to Futurepreneur Club of Galgotias University, which invited me for a wonderful session here. It's really good experience. I really feel glad to be here today, and I had a wonderful experience with the students. And it's a lot of good discussion, interaction I had with the students. It's amazing. Yeah.
Ma'am, how does it feel to be recognized with the India's 5000 award? And according to you, आपने इंडस्ट्री में ऐसा क्या किया कि आपको इस अवार्ड से सम्मानित किया गया?
Yeah. Okay. So we feel very proud as a team. It's not me only, it's my complete team, and we are really proud as a team from NextGen that we got this award. And not only this, like this year as well, we have got different awards. And just to say that what we feel, and it gives a lot of motivation to do better now in coming years. And when you get a recognition and award, it motivates you to do better. So that was, as a team, we feel that we have to go a long way. And what different we are doing is, because being a tech entrepreneur, we are doing things differently other than market. And what we are doing is we majorly work on the technical side. We educate the people more. We don't just do a business. We make a relationship with our clients and customers, because we address the scientific committee. So we go and make a relationship with our clients and scientific committee. We provide a solution. So we are not a product company. We are a solution provider company. Yeah. So that is how it works, and that is what we do differently in the market.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if you were a student at Galgotias University today, what would you differently to prepare for success in biotech field?
Okay. So yeah. So it's great to be, if I would be, student in Galgotia, it would be my great pleasure, because we don't have such kind of facilities. Earlier, it used to be in university. Though I have from a very good university, I'm from a center university, still I feel good. Nowadays, the university is a very good infrastructure. So Galgotias University is a very good infrastructure. And now, because technologies has developed a lot, so maybe if I would be doing in this era, we would be a little far ahead, which we have learned in 10 years, maybe we would have done in 5 years. So I feel that kind of, we get a little boost up. So when you work in a better innovative universities, you will get new ideas, right? And you will grow in a faster pace. So I feel that could I do a little better, which I learned in many years, and which I could do little faster pace. Yeah.
Ma'am, what skill apart from technical knowledge do you think are crucial for professional entering in the life science industries field?
Yeah. So technical is just basic, I tell you, because you should be knowing the biology. That's very important. Other than that, because that will not only work, you need a lot of soft skills with you. As I said, you have to develop that leadership qualities to run any business. You should be a visionary leader. You should see beyond a certain time what will happen after 5 years or 10 years. What is the demand of the market? So that is very important. So other than technical, these things are very important. Your communication skills, right? Your risk-taking capacity, your decision-making capacity. So that all, and all around, you have to think out of the box. So out of the box thinking is really important. So other than just a basic technical knowledge, you should develop all those skills to have a good business.
Okay. Ma'am, what are your thoughts on Galgotias University contribution on higher education and research, especially in science and technology?
Yeah, so Galgotias University, I have seen, and I have been here earlier as well in the biotech department and your School of Biotechnology. So I feel they are doing a lot of activities in terms of technical innovation, as well a lot of interaction with the industry. That is very good thing is happening in Galgotias University right now. So a lot of interaction with the industry people, which give a lot of exposure to the students. And I feel that will give boost to the student. That will really help the student to get in the industry, and industry also get in turn a lot of good students, which could be a good team for the company itself, because all is skilled and very technical good people we get. When the company get a good people in the company as a team, then company grows. So I feel as an industry also good a good lot from the Galgotias University. The students are really good and they're very aware that how industry works. Otherwise, we go to universities where though there's no exposure to the students and they have no idea how corporates works, then it is difficult. We have to give more training to the students. Here, the students, you will find the industry ready students. That I feel is very great for the Galgotias University.
Ma'am, if you had to pick three most essential skills students should develop for entrepreneurship, what would they be?
Yeah. So the first thing is like they should have very good communication skills. That's I really feel that's really important. And the another thing, they should have a good idea. So they should be creative enough, right?
Yes,
if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be very creative, because you have, until you have good creative ideas, very difficult to do something different. And the third thing, what I feel, your decision making. So it's also very critical. So you should take a right decision at the right moment of time. So that will make you successful.
Ma'am, how important do you think University Incubator Center like those at Galgotias are for fostering startups and innovation?
Yeah, so I feel these innovative centers and these incubation centers are really helpful, not only for Galgotias University, for all the universities in India right now, because that will give you a feel of how industry works. And incubation give lot of space and time to you in terms of infrastructure, because you need not to invest everything. You need not to invest in everything by your side. Incubation center give you a small workplaces, work areas, facilities, where you can, with the minimal resources, you can develop your own products. So it gives you a lot of boost in the industry for all the startups, because then it's not a problem. Even they have a small money, they can pay it to the incubation center, they can have all the facilities available. So I feel that's a very good thing which government has started, and all the universities are making the incubation centers.
Ma'am, Galgotias University emphasizes active learning space.
Yeah.
Through hand-on projects, research and industry exposure. How important do you think such an approach for preparing a student for real-world challenges?
Yeah, so that's very important. When I go and I do a lot of industry, we are working as a company on a lot of industry academic collaborations, and that is what we educate and we interact with the universities. So we need industry ready students, so that makes a huge difference. It saves a lot of time, because when Galgotias University students are already industry ready, so it takes very less time for them to understand the environment, and then results are much faster. So they come up with in a very productive way. So productivity increases when you get the industry ready students.
Ma'am, if you aren't running Next Life Sciences, then what do you think, what would be you doing right now?
So maybe if I would not be running my company, I would be abroad. Like I will not be in India, to be very honest, because kind of profile I'm having when my academics, I have PhD postdoc, and I did a lot of research work. I have published a lot of publications. So I would have gone to US or UK for further studies or doing something in academics.
Okay. Ma'am, how was your family influenced by your journey, and what role they play in your entrepreneurship life?
So yeah, family plays a very critical role in anybody's life, and same as for me. So my family is very supportive. Otherwise, it's very difficult unless you have very peaceful space in the back at your home and your family. You cannot do anything, right? So in terms of like family support, I have very good support from my family, and that is how peacefully I work, because I'm mentally at peace at home and family is supportive. So I can otherwise it will be difficult for me to travel, because I travel a lot. And so that kind of a support, and it's really important. I'm lucky to have that, to be very honest. Yeah.
Ma'am, what is your life motto and personal philosophy that you live by every day?
So I'm kind of a person who don't like a monotonous life. I want to do good in life, and I'm very creative. I want to live a life, because I believe in just one life. So you should, explore in the best way, whatever best possible. Do your best, and expect the best. So I want to be peaceful at heart and happy. So that is the motto of life. So I want to have a peaceful life, and I want to have a freedom in life that whatever I want to do, I can do it myself. I need not to, sit and think for the thing. So that kind of freedom, financial freedom, and I explore the places. So that is kind of, I want to be at peace. So I think that's the kind of life I want to
Okay.
have.
Ma'am, if we were talk about a startup ecosystem in India, what are the biggest gaps in India biotech startup ecosystem, and what need immediate attention?
Yeah. So actually, in terms of biotechnology, because we are little, far, our other countries, developed countries are far ahead from us. There are reasons, because biotech is a new field and it needs a lot of investment. So even each an enzyme and instrument equipments are very costly if you talk about the biotechnology. And if individual, it's very difficult to invest, though we also started the R&D setup, but it's not easy to set up a R&D lab or do something in biotech. It's very cost consuming, very I should say it's a costly affair. So until unless in the biotech startup, if government want us to do good, so there will support should be there from the government side, even for the private sector in the beginning of years, because it's a huge investment and it's a long-term goals. It's not something you did because research is like that. You cannot expect next 3 months it should results.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
will not show result for few years. So investment and the patience and time. So it's a long-term goals if you see
Okay.
the biotech research. So I feel that kind of support government should give to the startups. I feel government has started some schemes as well, but there's still a lot has to be done from the government side. Some funding, especially for the funding aspects.
Okay.
And because we have a different kind of environment, our environment for biotech, we need a dust-free environment when we are making the products. We need a very clean environment. And India is, a lot of temperature fluctuations. So we have different temperatures in different months. So most of the things in biotechnology works little 4 degrees or minus 20. We have to work on those. So we want that kind of clean environment is also very important. So I feel these are the challenges as a startup we face that has to be supported by government as well.
Okay. Ma'am, what is your process of product management, and how do you stay updated about what market needs?
So we do a lot of market research. We get a lot of feedback from our customers, client side, and we work a lot on the feedback from the customer side, what exactly they need, where they are facing problems, what are the challenges at their end. So we do a lot of market analysis with our client side, and that is how we develop the products, that what exactly they need.
Okay. Ma'am, many biotech aspiring entrepreneurs struggle with funding. What alternating pathways or resources would you suggest for them?
Yeah, as I said, it's a very, it's a challenge for all the biotech company because it's a huge investment, I tell you. So what I can suggest them in the beginning, they should get some resources to make money, right? Because first generate some money by doing trading or whatever best you can do with your capacity. Maybe start some training or your whatever skills you have, start earning some money, and then you invest that money in the further of in your company. So I feel that is the way forward, and you can some collaboration. I feel that also a good thing now. So it's a time of collaboration. So collaborate with some companies and start as a startup, and then get some funding from there. Find some investor. So I think that is the way forward.
Ma'am, many startups fail because they cannot scale. What's the key to sustainable and successful business growth?
Yeah, so as I said, decision making is really important. So a startup fails sometimes. They expect big, they invest a lot and they expect, but what happens with a period of time that doesn't work. So you should always have a B plan, right? And invest wisely, right? If you're investing in something, so you should be taking care of all the risk factors also in consideration, and always have a plan B, that if it doesn't work, then what next? So if you have that backup plans, so then you can sustain, because business is risky.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can have failures anytime. So that is a this is a process which every company faces, and ups and downs goes up, but you should always have some B plan with you, that if this doesn't work, then what next? So I think that is a way or what you can sustain with that.
Okay. Ma'am, what were you like as a kid? Are you always curious about science and business, or did you have completely different interests?
Yeah, so no, I never thought in my life till when I was studying that I'll do business someday. I was very keen to learn science, and I was a very studious student in my school, and I want to do good. But it was in my mind that I want to be independent, financially independent. So whatever way it is. So I was very keen in science. That is how I did my PhD, and I was very keen to learn and want to be a scientist in the beginning years. And then with later period of time, that is how I developed the business. So business was not there in my head when I was a child, but science was always there. So it's still my startup is all about the science.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, how was your academic experience at IMT Ghaziabad, AMU, and Indian Agriculture Research Institute influenced you to approach leading next-gen life science?
Okay, so it really helpful actually when you study at a places and when you have exposure of good universities like I had. So AMU is one of the finest university in India, and I had a very good experience and a very good mentors and teachers there who made me to learn so many things. Still, I go and meet my professors there. And then Indian Agriculture Institute is one of the premium institute in India for the research. There I have learned a lot. All the techniques and things I learned in Indian Agriculture Institute. And same for IMT Ghaziabad is again a very good management institute. So it gave me a lot of making a community around me of good people, right? So it gave me a lot of exposure to interact with very good mentors, which is really helpful for me even right now. So if anything goes, like I keep talking to them, it gives me a lot of, if anything is there, I discuss with my mentors, they give me advice. So still I'm connected with very good mentors. So these universities and places give me a very good, mentorship, which is the people around me, which really help me to shape up my company. I learned a lot from them.
Ma'am, how next-gen life sciences adopt the challenges posed by COVID-19?
Yeah.
And what role did the company play in supporting healthcare sector during this period?
Yeah. So we are proud to say that we had in COVID we helped the government and we saved a lot of human lives, and we really helped in that as a company, because at that time COVID testing was crucial. And we imported the kits from the US, because that time when the COVID came and there was not kits for testing, kits was not available in India.
Yes, ma'am.
We purchased, we are able to get it from the US. We have given to certain hospitals in India, especially like I don't want to name it, but different hospitals we have. And there was an issue that people were not coming out of the houses. So we have took a special permission that time, and my team really worked hard. We have arranged the kit for the hospitals. We helped the government for the testing, and we have very proud to say that we helped to save lives. So that is how it is an achievement for us. And from there onwards, we are still working on the healthcare sector. We are trying whatever best we can do. So we have given a lot of free stuff also to the hospitals where we help for the testing, and especially we have put a lot of machines also at the places for the testing. So those who are not having money at that time as well, we have give free of cost things, so to save the lives. So
it's
we
a
are
great
proud of
step,
that.
ma'am.
Yeah, so we're really proud of our team for doing that.
It's a great step. Ma'am, based on your journey, what advice would you offer to give aspiring entrepreneurs, especially those looking to make impact in biotech and life sciences sector?
Okay. So what I would like to say that I want to see more and more entrepreneurs in this biotech sector, because there are very few,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So it's still that has to be go in a long way. We have to go a long way, and I encourage all the aspirants who are into doing PhD in biotechnology or MSc biotechnology, think on those lines. Start as early as possible. Don't just wait that we will do it after a certain time. So there is no good time. Good time is now. So whenever, if you have this, so start now as early as possible. So we need more techpreneurs. We need more people in entrepreneurship and biotechnology, to be very honest, because we have very few right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's
Thank you so
my
much, ma'am.
message. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your precious time.
Thanks. My pleasure.